Hey guys, Ultimate Nova fan here. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you a new uh, cartoon character creation of mine, which for me it's not new, but to show you guys it's new. It is the modern version of Richard Rider Nova. It is the 2006 Annihilation series Richard Rider Nova. This is for me the moment that we all were waiting for. All Nova fans were waiting for, and anybody who was just following Nova and knew of him were in for a treat because now we were going to get the best version of Nova that we ever had witnessed. And where can they go from here? Well, the books have done a great job. All of the stories and crossover and tie-ins have given Richard Rider his due and props. And I can honestly tell you, there was nothing after they conceived this and put it out there in the Marvel Universe that I thought was a flaw or a defect or something that they still could have expanded on. They did an excellent job. These two guys that created the Volume 4 Nova, which comes from the Annihilation miniseries. So what I've done is that I've reproduced the character in almost exactly the way that it was drawn and conceived in the comic books. I'm not deviating or getting away from the man called Nova or my project in any way. As I've said in a video before this one, I had to constantly keep myself active and productive. And in my time of trying to come up with something to do and create content, I found myself in a place where I needed to just keep doing something. So I kept making characters based on the universe of Nova. And I thought, well, why not? Why not make a modern day Nova costume? And there's enough material out there for me to take a good look at the costume, and so I did it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to shut off all of the Novas that you see on the screen for just a second, because what I want to showcase here is that this character, the one left on the screen, is a fully functional all eight perspectives Nova. What that means is that he is eight different views all put together that upon my command I can activate at any time on the screen. So here's the front view, and then we go into all of the other views that you see that I put together piece by piece, and that allows me that any time that I want to change his direction or position to accommodate a scene, I don't have to edit it in such a way where I do something with one perspective and then I edit it to show it from another perspective. I can instantaneously change the characters. This is what's known as a switch layer, simply switching each perspective of the modern Nova. Now that you've seen that, and maybe I'll just do it one more time really quick for you so that you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the Annihilation Nova from every perspective that I made. Alright, so we got that done. Here's the front view. I will now move him off to the side as he was, and then I will turn on, well, I'll turn him off first, and then I will turn on each individual perspective just to let you see in a little bit more detail oriented setting each character's setting. And I turned that other one back on. We don't want to do that. So here we have every view of uh, what's possibly necessary to convey as much movement in a scene. There's nothing wrong with, and I'm not a professional editor. I'm not a professional animator. I'm not a professional storyteller. I'm not a professional artist. I'm just a guy who seems to have figured out a way to make sense of some of this stuff. And the rest of it, I've watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles and um, took a lot of interest in some stuff. So what we have is every character now. from the perspective that is necessary. And what I'll do is I'll go to one here and show you the movement and every way that it is possible to move each character. You've seen me do that with this viewpoint before, but you've never seen uh, any other perspective like this one, which is, for me, it's an achievement to have uh, Nova in a other angle of sight so that it gives more weight to well, I was going to say 3D environment, but let's just say, you want to be able to see them from different angles, and it adds to the flair of the scene and the animation and whatever story you're trying to tell. And I think I've done that very well, actually. Again, here's another perspective. I'm just moving parts around, guys, but this is the beauty in having all these angles at your disposal. So, side view here, you can nod his head like he's acknowledging something. He can extend his arm if he wants to reach out to something. Again, if I wanted to make him look like he was going to walk, I can bend his legs and then put that in a motion for him to walk, a walk cycle, if you will. So something goofy like that. Well, and then here's the next one to that. So let's skip over to this one here, which is the back shot from an angle. And I remember when I was learning how to put characters and bones together, and it was always fun when you see the first time you ever move something until you realize you can't do anything else with it. It's not a 3D program where you build the image in 3D imagery and then you just use the camera to pan around or intricately move all the points. This is something that 2D animation is a challenge. 2D animation can be tedious, exhausting, and somewhat annoying and painstaking, and almost makes you want to give up on the process. But because I like art, because I like comic books, because I've even um, purchased a couple of is it stop motion? No, I'm sorry, not stop motion. Forgive me. I was referring to motion comics. I brought a couple of motion comics, and I was in all of that at first. I thought that, look, people cut out images, put them back together, and they rigged them and made it look like the books are coming to life. And then, you realize it's just what it is. It's motion pictures, motion images. But with a animation program, it really does look like that you're in cartoon land, and I'm that's what I'm appreciating with the program, with my skill level, with what I've achieved, uh, with creating things. I can now make things look like I've done them in a cartoon studio. It still doesn't have to be anything overly impressive. I don't. I'll give you another example here. I'm going to move the timeline a little bit, and I'm going to try to create something really simple to show you movement. And we will let's turn everybody else off. Let's turn him off. We'll turn everyone else off except this one here. I will now go in to that character, and I will create some movement for you all. So the first thing I'll do is I'll move his arms like so. I'll move his legs like so. And then I will move the body all together across the screen like so. And then I'll add some other little movement to suggest that he has jumped from one point to the other. So now what we'll do is we'll bring his arms back down. It's crude, people, but I want you to see how when you first master this, if I could use the term without insulting anybody, when you figure this out, you start thinking, man, I'm on my way. And that's the funny thing about it is that you do start to feel that way. And I felt that way right away. And then I realized I hadn't really done anything. So now we bring them down here, and then I'll move them again. One more time. It's crude, it's not going to look great, and I'm not looking for excellence here. I'm giving you the blueprint of success. If you ever see things and wonder how it's done, and then you say, hey, I think I can do that. Yeah, you probably can. And I could probably teach anybody everything that I've learned in a shorter amount of time. So now let's do this, people. Let's go back after we've created all of this, and we will. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, here we go. I apologize. Here we go. I'm going to go back in time now and do it in reverse. And then I'm going to hit the play button and just show you what I created in a small little time when I was standing here showing this. Nothing to write home about, but if it's moving too slow for you, what we do is we simply put it in a simpler pace. I apologize, not simpler, but I'm going to move all the points so that they're closer together. And what that will do is allow you now to see the movement happening much faster and maybe a little bit more impressive by moving it much faster. All right, let's see what happens now. And again, it's just me goofing around, trying to give you guys that feeling uh, that comes over everyone when they get to a place. All right, that's a little faster, and that's all it is. That's all these new modern day programs do is allow you to shortcut your way through some stuff and get a little quicker results than the guys from the old days. And again, for me, I was in awe when I first did something like that. And then, like I said, the problem was you got a character on your screen and he's limited in how many positions that you can put him in. And because I've taken the time to make all of the perspectives, he can do anything I want. Now, if he was the character that I showed you at the beginning, I could change his direction right after he hits the ground. I could change him to turn another way, and that's the beauty of having one character with all of the viewpoints put together as opposed to each of these. And I mean, we could still add to this. I can see if I can continue in this fashion of creating something for you all. It's just, if it doesn't work, it's only because I'm taking for granted everything that I'm doing and assuming that I can pull this off while I'm recording and not giving a whole lot of attention to everything that I'm doing. So again, it is what it is, but it's me just goofing around, and my stuff that I'm working on, it's a little bit more attention oriented. But let's just see what has happened since I added that. So now we got the jump, the land, the fallback. It's again, it's for me. It's come on now. I've never taken a class a day in my life. I didn't spend any money on learning this stuff. I spent money on the technology. And I have nothing but respect for all the pioneers and all the people who investing their time and effort and want to be great and want to be a part of the community of animators and artists and uh, creators. So again, let me get out of this since we're here. First thing I'll do is I will eliminate all the animation. I can simply do that here. I can get rid of everything that I've done and I'll never have to worry about that again. So now that I've turned this back on, all these characters, I'm just simply showing you all the stuff that I've done again. It's everything. It's all there. Everything is right back where it was. The left character here is the one that's fully functional that I can change at will. And these are all the views that I created. I've got his shoulder blades and his arm blades, elbow blades, and the starburst on his back of his uniform, and the star on his helmet, and the color scheme is nice. And again, yes, there are days when I don't feel motivated to get in sit down in front of the computer and pump out anything. But I have accumulated a body of work that now I can share with you in a more leisure way. And that'll last me for a little bit, and then I'll have to get back in and start producing something. So um, I've asked for a little bit of leniency from any fan base that I have, but not because I'm sensitive or worried about being critiqued. I'm just saying that um, for me, there's a way that it flows. There's a way that it comes out of me, and it's a way that it's natural and it's not forced. When I first started learning about character movement, I didn't have any backgrounds. They were just in empty spaces moving around, and because I knew nothing about taking myself more seriously, I was enjoying that. And then I thought, you can't see what I see. In my mind's eye, there were objects back there and behind them. They were in a place, a real physical place, but it wasn't on the screen. So I had to start to teach myself how to make backgrounds. And I could have imported scenes in. I could have found clip art or Google images, but no, I'm building everything. I'm creating everything from scratch. The buildings, the skies, the backgrounds, the objects that people interact with, anything and everything you see that you will see moving forward that has anything to do with scenery. It will be me looking at images and then trying to recreate those physically in this program. And it's me doing a one-man show with only trying to get out of it what I put in for my own personal gratification. I'm not looking to gain any notoriety. Um, I don't want anybody to start calling me the next Stan Lee of any kind. So I'm doing this. I'm liking this. I'm sharing this. I'm enjoying this. I want to thank everybody so far. Anyone who's come across my channel, anyone who is looking forward to the next video, anyone who has taken it upon themselves to get what I'm putting in and take it away and go sit down in front of their computer or get in front of their canvas or their notepad or anything that creativity wise. It's again, I've said it before, we're in a beautiful time. It's a great place in our minds to achieve all kind of things. And here's my modern day Nova, Annihilation Nova, that I created that you will see somewhere down the road. But I'm focusing on the Man Called Nova, and I have Man Called Nova projects and stuff that I'm cultivating and will be posting in the future, near future. All right, guys, this is the Ultimate Nova Fan signing off for this particular video, and more to come. Take care, guys.